are so cool.
All right. I'll just put these over here as well.
Yeah, these are so cool. I love the colour.
Okay.
Have we started?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. I really not like this one.
Hi everyone, happy Lunar Year, happy Chinese New Year, happy Valentine's Day, and for those of you celebrating birthdays, happy birthday. As you can see, I don't have my rings on because I don't want to damage the books. So this is a selection of books that I've taken off the shelves. So the shelves look a little bit bare. I'm looking at them and they're not too bare, which is a little worrying.
It took him all day to do this yesterday.
So I came in yesterday just to sort of brush up on some notes for the lecture on Tuesday. So those of you who've seen the lecture, you would have seen it in its shorter version of either 45 minutes or an hour. This is possibly 2.5 hours long. There's a lot more information in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going through some of these books. Well, I'm going through all of these books and taking photographs so you can actually see some of the variations to the script. Because for instance, in something like Batard, which is a French Gothic script, you know, there's practically 50 major variations, and it's really quite exciting, and I'd like to show you, not 50 of them obviously, but quite a lot of them. But I thought it would be nice for you to see some of the books. So the first book I wanted to show you is this book by Scott McKendrick and Kathleen Doyle. So it's my newest acquisition on illuminated manuscripts, and so it's one of the most recent publications on illuminated manuscripts, and consequently, the photography is so much more improved than the older books. I mean, the older books are great. I have some really old books which I couldn't use because the pictures are so poor. But I was so excited when I got those. Maybe I'll show you that as well so you can see what the comparison is. And then things like, you know, the Virgilius Romanus, which is an amazing book, which is part of the Codex Palatinus. They belong to the same codex, and this is in rustics. So we'll look through some of these, and I'll show you some other bits and pieces which are really excited. Where is oh, it's under here. So I'll also show you the Gutenberg Bible and possibly the Luther Bible. So Tim's going to help me. So this is the book I was telling you about, Scott McKendrick's and Kathleen Doyle's book. This is the newest book that I've found on the newest publication on manuscripts. Yeah, another book under here. And you can really see the color. And if we zoom in, if we go in further, we can see some really wonderful details. And it's not often you have this kind of obviously the Lindisfarne Gospels, the carpet page, and some square insular majuscules, and some pointed Anglo-Saxon minuscules as the gloss.
Yeah, I love this page.
And some unshelled script at the top. So there's this is shockingly detailed. Tim took some pictures of these.
Yeah, I love this.
And they're not only Western manuscripts. What's this? Is this a Harley Psalter? So the Harley Psalter is a Carolingian manuscript with some line and wash drawings, which was quite common at the time. And then we have this beautiful Old English Hextateuch manuscript with some sort of proto-Gothic, sort of pre-Gothic and late Carolingian. So this is quite an interesting script. I won't really be looking at Greek. So there's a lot in here. This is the Bible Moralise. And doing all this research made me just really made me think about, how much I love the historical side of this. So this is the Vigilius Romanus, and it has some of the most beautiful rustics. Let me see if I can find a page that. So here we have some of the most beautiful rustics that you will find. Really, really elegant and refined and sophisticated rustics. Capitalis Actuaria. And of course the Codex Sinaiticus, which was found at the St. Catherine's Monastery, which is some absolutely phenomenal Greek work. And I'm not going to go through all the manuscripts, of course, but what I did find was that I had an amazing collection of facsimiles. So this is a this is a really, really beautiful facsimile of the works of Alunno, which is an Italian writing master. And this was sent to me by Nicholas Barker, who was in charge of the facsimile production. And there are some absolutely stunning and shocking shapes in here. Really, really beautiful things. So this is a Renaissance, Italian Renaissance writing master copybook facsimile. Here is the Gutenberg Bible. So this is a volume 1. There are 2 volumes. And let's try and get Genesis. So we have some rubrication in red and blue. And where's Exodus? So Genesis, Exodus. So I'm just looking for the first letter, because of course they were all left out. There we go, it starts there. So we have Exodus there. And just give me a second. Just need to switch this off. So we have Exodus there. But what I also found in the studio, which I'm really keen to show you, is this. So this particular manuscript, this particular version, print of the copy of the Gutenberg Bible was done in Germany, and you can see the way in which the acanthus is painted, and of course that type of painting comes directly from the Göttingen model book. So you can see here in the Göttingen model book how so this is the facsimile of the model book, how they actually teach you, and look, it's the same green and pink pattern, right? And so they show you how to do the base color, do the dotted line for the stem of the leaf, and then add some shading. You could see it's following it to the letter or to the paint stroke, and then the white, and then, so that's, maybe it's better this way. That's look at this one, and then look at that one. I mean, the only difference is this has two leaves and this has one. So it's really quite fascinating seeing these two books together. And then I started to realize that I have quite a lot of facsimiles. So I'll show you some of the facsimiles. Here's the Warncliffe Hours, which is a beautiful little facsimile. and very, very typical French illumination with a cantilever work and floral decoration with some Batard script and some Rinceau decoration. And then we have the Dibrel hours, which I'm really excited to show you because it is, so it's a full facsimile, I believe. So that's the size. And you can really see the textualis preciscus. So I'm really excited to show that to you in context. Other facsimiles I realized I had is obviously the Hours of Mary of Burgundy, with this really beautiful Lettre Bourgogne, which is such a beautiful, beautiful script. It's a much higher form of Batard, with some great cadelles, and then the Hours of Catherine of Cleves. When I started looking through this, I thought, wow, I have tons of these. So there's some great textualis quadrata in here. So that's going to form part of the Gothic stuff. Then there's the facsimile from Cresci. So we have a Cresci facsimile to show us the letters of the Cancelleresca hand. Then there's the Benediction of St. Ethelward. So this is in Carolingian. So this is look at this amazing little page, right? So on this page, there's some notation. So if you flip the page over, we can see some notation on a fly leaf. So that says what? UABS. So these are abbreviations. So this is obviously some commentary left in the manuscript. I'd forgotten I had this manuscript. This is so beautiful. It's so nice to see such a big bit of Carolingian just everywhere.
I'm coming to this now.
What?
It's flipped over. Sorry guys, that's me messing.
Don't mess with the camera. What are you doing? Then I came across the Cloisters Apocalypse, which is in a sort of semi-cursive textualis, and judging by the curves at the bottom, I would call this a southern textualis versus the northern textualis. I mean, look at this funny little illustration in here. And then, of course, one of my favorite facsimiles is this. So this is a facsimile of the Hours of the Book of Hours for Emperor Maximilian I, which was designed by Albrecht Dürer, and this is the reason I'm a scribe. So I saw a double page spread of it in a book when I was 9, and I just freaked out. That was the double page spread that I saw. So I have it bookmarked, and this is Dürer's work, his woodcuts in the border. This is not calligraphy, this is type. So the type was designed obviously after Fraktur. It was inspired by Fraktur and Cadell's, and is designed by Johannes Neuerdorfer the Elder. So that's some of the stuff we're going to see. Oh, I'll bring some of these out as well. And the thing is, the reason why I chose to show you this is because you're not going to see these books. Why don't we do it this way so you could see the holes in the shelf? So you're not going to. So look, I've sort of pulled books out of everywhere and over here as well. They're all, and my books on English roundhand and copperplate generally live here and they're down there. My books on Renaissance and Cancelleresca live up here. They're down there as well. The reason I opted to do this today, apart from drumming up some more interest to get people to attend the lecture on Tuesday, because you really don't want to miss this. It will be recorded, so you can see it afterwards, and you can purchase it afterwards if you can't attend on the day, or if you decide to watch it much later on. The reason I wanted to do this is because I'm going to take photographs out of the book. So I'll be demonstrating as well as showing you images, but you don't get to see the books. and I know for a lot of you the books are, they really are quite amazing. So one of the books that I wanted to show you was this wonderful set. So Rowan Watson, who was the curator of manuscripts at the V&A's collection of at the National Art Library at the V&A, he put this together, and this is outstanding. I mean, even the end covers are beautiful. So the photography is look at this beautiful rinceau work, a really lovely French quadrata. Look at all that gilding in the background, just magical. And he he separated some of the images for the illuminated initials. Did some really great close-ups. This is such an amazing book. And these close-up shots are really great because they allow us to see so much of the manuscript. Like if you look at this, you can see. Use the zoom. You can see where is it? The T. Where's the T? Here.
Wow.
You can really see where the quill broke up, just there, in the making of the letter. Let's look for a flat bit. Any flat bits? Any flat bits? Any flat bits? Any flat bits? So this is a real sort of do you have it? Mm-hmm. This is a real sort of. This is a French manuscript, and yesterday while I was going through this, Tim said to me, "Oh, when do you want me to come in to help you with the photographs?" And I said, "Oh, come at 2." And then I sent him a message to say, "Oh yeah, come at 5." And I'd started sort of reading and.
So I didn't bother to come until today.
Oh. So I started reading and researching, and just sort of fell in love with it all over again. I mean, I love this. I love talking about the history of the manuscripts and the scripts and where the scripts come from and why they look the way they look. And this is why I'm doing this talk, to give you, that kind of background knowledge. Now, this is obviously one of 3 volumes. So let's just take the last volume out. And so these are later manuscripts from the 19th century. So they're sort of not quite right. You can see them trying to copy. So this is in the Gothic Revival period. Some Spanish manuscripts, and some beautiful heraldry. Let's put this back. And that brings me to wanting to show you this crazy book. So this is this was a book made by I think Owen Jones and a few others to look at chromatic lithographs to bring manuscripts to the masses in the 19th century. And I look at this and I'm like, oh, they look terrible, because they're just sort of, obviously they're handwritten.
Why do they look terrible?
Well, when I looked at this, I thought, something's wrong here. This doesn't look quite right. Where is the Sherborne Missal? Where is the Sherborne Missal? Ah, here it is. So when you see, sorry, I wasn't planning on doing this for this long. And we have the Petrus Almiri manuscript as well. I mean, there's so much to show you. I'm so excited. So, so when you see the Sherborne Missal, right? I wonder if we can find the same page. When I saw this, I thought, oh, the Sherborne Missal, and then I looked at it and I thought, what's wrong with this? Something's wrong here. I'm not sure if the same page is in the manuscript, but we'll just have to sort of imagine. So when you look at these together, oh, this might be one of the Très Riche from the Duc de Berry, but when you look at the script, it's a little clunkier, and the gilding's off, and it's not, the registration's wrong. So obviously what they did to bring, you know, this kind of decoration to the populace was they had this rewritten to try and copy the illuminated manuscript. It was an okay job, but they then had to lay the color in stages, and so you have these, like when you see this in its manuscript, like, you know, the bee from the Venerable Bede, or one of the Carolingian manuscripts. The painting's very different, and I think I mean, look at this, right? You know, if you know what you're looking at, you just think, oh, that's a little bit messy. Virgil, or Petrarch. So when you look at this kind of work, you know, you have to understand that this is what got people interested in manuscripts, because they couldn't get to the manuscripts in the museums. Now, I'm going to end this because I really need to get on with the taking of the photographs, but I wanted to show you these. So these are deeds that I have from the 1800s up until sort of the middle of the 1900s. Oh, some of these go back to 17 something. So you can really see, you know, copperplate script, or this looks more like English round hand to me. I'll talk more about that in the lecture. So this one is 1887. So it's a sort of scrappy copperplate. Is it copperplate? Let's have a look at this. I need a flat edge. Yes, so this is English round hand. So I'm making the distinction because I can see that, you know, the difference between quill work and broad edge pen work. So believe it or not, this is as late as 1917. And there are lots of hands on this. This is the problem with vellum. It behaves like it did in real life. When it was alive, it moves and it springs back. And this all looks like quill work to me rather than pen work, which is really bizarre. No, this is a fountain pen. So, you know, it's that kind of stuff to see. And I'll also take some pictures from my little grubby book. So this letter is from 1765, and then this book was made in 1725. So let's get one of the big pages out. Now, some of you would have seen this before. So these are all engravings. So this was a copybook, as you can see in the front cover. It says, so it was a teaching manual for people wanting to learn English roundhand. Oh, I'm a bit tired. And then we have some facsimiles. So this is a really lovely facsimile. This is an original. It was $12 when it was sold. Some Zenarian study book. So yeah, so there's a ton of stuff in here. And I wanted you to, this is the book that I really wanted to show you, which I didn't show you when I was talking about the manuscripts the last time. This is a really rare book to find. So Bickham, who did the Universal Penman, so I mean, most of you would know this book. Bickham also did other engraved books, and this was of the British counties. So you see the name and then the county. We might have to go a little further in. Yeah, there we go. Some information, Devonshire, a little bit of text about the county, some heraldry about who the Duke or the landed gentry in that part of the country would have been. So some really, really wonderful illustrations. Okay, right. Some semblance of water. So thank you very much. Oh, you know what? Let me look at some of the questions. Okay, let's see.
My God.
Right. So let's look at the questions. I have the phone in a jig, so it's a little bit difficult to get around the. If I could only spend a week in your studio. You need more than
in the studio, it's very hard to get him home. Very hard.
I hereby, on behalf of your Bookstagram series of these books, the books are really, really, really amazing. And you're not even seeing.
How many books do you have here?
Oh, hundreds of thousands of books. Maybe 500,000 books. Because there's a shelf behind that, and there's books there too. And these are just the books on manuscripts.
Somebody said, am I playing with the camera yet?
Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to look through. Are these books available anywhere? That's a difficult one, because I started collecting these when I moved to England 22 years ago, and they were hard to find then. I think they'd be even harder to find now. You might find copies of them as sort of prints. I have a really, really lovely book here, which I only got recently, called The English Writing Masters, and I did some research from it 22 years ago, an original Stanley Morrison book, and there was one online, but it was a photocopy of the original, and it's all right, but the information is there. It's not an image book, it's more sort of text. Okay, so I'll put this video, Alice, I'll put this video in the where is it? In the Instagram folders. Oh, we were supposed to go to Mexico last year, but COVID stopped us.
I wanted to go for Day of the Dead.
Right. Okay. All right. So that's it. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys. Rio, yay! Akaraje. Woo.
Happy Valentine's.
I will see you guys on Tuesday, and we have tons of space. So invite your friends, invite your family. There's a lot of space. We're already at nearly 200 people for the lecture. So please, please sign up. Please join in. Hey Tony, it's going to freak you out. Some of the images you're going to see. I'm going through them, and I'm like, wow, look at this. Oh, wow. What? So I look at it and I'm quite stunned by what I'm seeing. So I'm really excited to show you guys stuff that I know that many of you would never have seen. All right. Have a good weekend, and I will see you. I will see you on Tuesday. Bye bye.